Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
This time for another daily dose of Dismal Disney. We're going to talk about this survey going around in Animal Kingdom, asking guests to name insensitive attractions.
Right.
Now, here's the thing. We've been talking a lot about it over the last couple of years, that Disney is doubling down on trying to audit their parks for insensitive content. We've seen several attractions get changed, or changes have been announced, like with Splash Mountain. They made changes to the Jungle Cruise. You know, we have to wonder how long until they get rid of anything remotely political, like Hall of Presidents. Or
well, the American Adventure one was one that they're worried they're going to change a lot too. But it's literally just talking about history, and they don't sugarcoat things. They present it in a way, well, that was shit, and we shouldn't. Well, they don't say that, but you know what I mean. That was something we shouldn't have done.
Yeah.
And thankfully, we got better and moved on. And they just present it as a fact-based thing, and then that's offensive too, because truth hurts people's feelings.
Yeah, the American Adventure, actually, for its time, it came out in the early 80s, is actually pretty progressive. But, it probably will hurt people's feelings, and they'll just replace it. They were talking the Hall of Presidents, replacing it with Lin-Manuel Miranda and Weird Al.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything else about that, though.
I mean, that's dumb. But we're gonna talk about this, because this is another indication to me, anyway, that any hope that people had that Disney was going to walk back the political correctness. I don't think that's the case. I think they're actually going to double down on it. Mm-hmm. Again, this is so far just in Animal Kingdom. I would not be surprised if they do it in other parks as well. But Animal Kingdom does have a lot of culturally diverse attractions.
That's what I said, it's already culturally diverse, so how's it going to be? I thought it was weird they're starting with Animal Kingdom, which is already kind of a diverse park to begin with. But yeah.
Yeah, so let's talk about this. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. Over 273,000 subs.
Oh, we have 73, yay!
Finally, yeah, thank you.
I don't know why it's taking us so long to move up 1,000 subs now.
I don't know. Something's
going on here.
Something's going on, and we know the drill. And then usually a couple weeks of something going on, and everything goes back to normal. Anyway, it doesn't stop the clownfish from swimming.
Mm-mm.
Keep on swimming.
Yeah, so this is on Blog Mickey, and apparently Disney was sending out surveys to guests. I'm assuming they were sending it to people that have recently been to the parks. Yeah, a survey sent out to guests who had visited Animal Kingdom.
Yes.
Which we had recently, but we never got one. And they were asking them to rate attractions. Now, the rating scale, do you have the picture of the rating scale? Here is the terms that they have for their rating scale. They have iconic, a classic. The park would not be the same without this attraction. Personal favorite. My perfect day would definitely include this attraction. Immersive. Able to live the story or be absorbed in the environment. Who writes this stuff? Boring. Uninteresting and feels like a waste of time. Dated. Not relevant. In need of refurbishment. Insensitive. Perceived as disrespectful to some audiences. And I'm not familiar with this attraction. So it goes from insensitive to none of the above. And,
insensitive is first, too.
I know. It says it's first, but on the list of things, it's not.
So that's what's really interesting. Like, it's basically, I mean, I hate to say that they're leading, but they're definitely absolutely leading people. Now, if they had it in the other order that was like, hey, do you think this is insensitive? By the way.
I think they should have put insensitive after, immersive, and then not familiar, none of the above.
Yeah, but that's not what they're doing. They're basically leading people to grade these attractions as being insensitive. And again, this is coming after 2 years of Disney basically auditing the parks, taking out problematic songs, re-recording animated cartoon characters'
lines. Because they
were
coded a certain way.
Of course, we know they're taking Splash Mountain, replacing it with The Princess and the Frog.
Well, if you point out The Princess and the Frog, there's a lot of things about that were actually culturally not okay either.
Yeah, how come she's the only princess that has to work for her dream? All the other
that's one of the reasons I liked her, is because it was more realistic. She had to work.
But I'm just saying, I mean, it is more realistic, but of course, the one black princess, they make her work for it.
That's true. She doesn't just automatically get to be a princess.
Everybody else gets handed. Yeah, everybody else gets handed.
That's a good point. That's kind of like in Ghostbusters, the non-scientists were the black people.
Yes, I'm just pointing that out. I mean, if you want to,
that's a valid point.
If you want to go there, why did she have to work her ass off and all the other princesses just get handed a prince and handed their dream? Mm-hmm. Just saying. But, yeah, this again shows that Disney is definitely interested in what offends you. Now, this is in Florida. They might not get as many offended people in Florida as they're going to get in California, but they've already taken like Zippity Doo Dah. They've taken it out of the playlist, I guess, in the parks in California since reopening.
I'm just like, what are you going to find offensive about Kilimanjaro Safari? Most of these attractions, I don't think that would be even remotely insensitive. It's just all the Animal Kingdom attractions on this survey.
So it's interesting too because they're probably going to retheme Animal Kingdom kind of like they've done with Epcot. They asked follow-up questions about the affections section in Rafiki's
You mean the world's
Planet.
saddest petting zoo?
The world's saddest petting zoo with the one goat at the petting zoo. Hardly anybody goes to Rafiki's Planet Watch. It's actually kind of cool. We've been there before and they've been working on animals, and that's kind of what the park was built around. But there have been rumors that they were actually going to take the Hong Kong Zootopia land and put it in Rafiki's, where Rafiki's is now, because they keep cloning these attractions. You know?
They already have the plans. It's easy enough.
Yeah, and they're going to do something with Dino Land because they got rid of the Primeval World.
The Primeval World. That thing was
Death Trap.
Yeah, it was not fun either.
No, it was a carny ride. Literally was a cheap carny ride. Dino Land USA.
Pretty much is a cheap carny.
Yeah.
That's the point. It's supposed to be like some cheap roadside attraction, which doesn't work.
But the thing is Disney's kind of going back to that. A lot of people were like, man, remember, the late 90s, early 2000s when Disney was cheaping out and they did stuff like Dino Land? Mm-hmm. And now people are looking at that like, oh my God, with
Toy Story Land?
Yeah, exactly. With Bob Chapek in charge, we're going to go back to that kind of cheap, off-the-shelf shit, you know? And that's basically it. I mean, Toy Story Land is cheap. It is. It's a nice addition because honestly that, Hollywood was so bare bones that anything was a plus, but like, I'm sorry, Slinky Dog Dashes is just an okay coaster, and again, the Alien ride is the basic car ride.
And I remember when you went to the preview, you were trying to be nice, and then you got in trouble saying it was hot. But you said you said to me, it's like carny rides. It's just like a basic, off the shelf, and they just put some paint on it and stuff. You said that to me, but you didn't put in the article because you knew they'd get mad.
Yeah, I knew they'd get mad. And they wouldn't invite me back. They wouldn't invite me back for anything else if I said anything even remotely critical.
You're only allowed to come apparently unless you're either the top people or everything's glowing review.
I just think this is crazy because they're like, what are your general attitudes toward change at Animal Kingdom? So they're gonna retheme the whole park, I think, like Epcot. But they're gonna go through every freaking park and they're gonna ask people if stuff offends them. And again, putting insensitive first, to me, indicates they're trying to lead people to.
Yeah, they put insensitive and iconic first. And I think that's to try to get you to pick one of those two.
Yeah, because most people are just going to look at this and be like, yeah, whatever. Oh, maybe you accidentally clicked insensitive instead of iconic.
I don't know, but this doesn't make sense to me. Why would it need to be insensitive? Navi River Journey, how is that insensitive? Wilderness Explorers, Everest. Yeah, it's insensitive the fact you won't fix the damn, Yeti. Fix the Yeti.
Well, they were, I think it was Bob Iger was making some really nasty comments about and Everest.
And Joe Rohde got mad.
Well, Joe Rohde's gone, so they can gut this park, and I think they're probably going to. They're probably going to gut Animal Kingdom.
Dinosaur dated for sure. I mean, you love it, but it's right now they have a net over one of the big dinosaur heads because it's not working. Rafiki's Planet Watch, that's something. Festival of Lion King.
That's one of my favorites.
They just got it all back up completely, 100% back. How are you going to find something offensive about that? I mean. It's already diverse. I don't know if you saw the Feathered Friends. I didn't see that one. The exploration trails, they're horribly insensitive.
Racist animals on those racist animal trails.
Yeah. Well, because you're trying to be immersive they try to make like temples and things. How dare you? The rapids. I think it's crap because it's so short.
Somebody should go through and be like, "Oh my God, the Kilimanjaro safaris are racist."
Right.
It's tough to be a bug is racist. A lot of this stuff is dated because the Animal Kingdom has, other than the addition of Avatar, it really hasn't changed that much since opening.
Oh my God, the Boneyard. Our daughter was like in there every time we went. We have to go in the Boneyard. It was like the one thing we had to do, and it was so hot in there. We'd have to sit and wait while she dug in the Boneyard. Remember? You're laughing because it's true.
It is true. And it was hotter than hell. Everything's hot in Florida. But I think they're going to go through every park. I think they're going to ask people what's insensitive. And then they're going to go back. And this is probably their interns. They're interns that just got out of college. And they're probably like, look, everybody's offended by these rides.
Why do they even need insensitive on there? If they say it needs updated, that should cover that. You know what I mean? it should be updated, meaning it would be a more modern take on it or updated to be more relevant. That would cover insensitivity.
You need to put bras on those animals because their tits are hanging out.
That's right, in the safari.
Put pants on the monkeys. Put pants on the monkeys. Nobody wants to see monkey penises at Disney.
Some people probably do.
Probably do. But yeah, just to show, that they really, really care what people think. The petition to save Splash Mountain currently has a hell of a lot more signatures than the petition to change it, but they're going to change it anyway.
Well, what's funny to me about it is that they keep, for people that try to be so culturally, sensitive and things, the company keeps doubling down on the Tinkerbell word.
Yeah.
But like any announcement about Princess and the Frog, they have to do it through some black festival, like Essence Festival or whatever. They just won't put announcements out like they normally do for everything else. It's got to be some big thing, a big show, and it's kind of like feels very inauthentic. Yes.
Signally, yes.
And I mean, and I think a lot of people are like, this is very inauthentic. I mean, change it if you're going to change it, okay. But it's very inauthentic the way you're even doing it because you don't do this for any other attraction. You don't wait till there's an Asian festival to announce any updates to Mulan or anything like that.
Yeah, well, give them time.
I'm like, it's getting ridiculous. It's like, just, okay, say, hey, we're doing it, and here's the announcement.
Princess and the Frog, that was such a scam. Because here's the thing with Princess and the Frog. They were actually working on that idea for years.
Yes, I know. We've been saying it.
Years.
We can tell you. The rumor was there for a long time.
That they actually designed the movie to be a replacement because in Disneyland, Splash Mountain is right next to New Orleans. Well, the movie takes place in New Orleans.
Yeah, and there's a jazz thing, and there's a boat and waterway, and there's a boat at the end of Splash Mountain.
Yes. So, there were theories, rumors going around that they basically
years before
designed Princess and the Frog to replace Splash Mountain deliberately because Splash Mountain's been controversial ever since it opened.
They got pushback anytime the rumor would surface, like a massive pushback. So they waited until there was civil unrest. And then they leveraged the civil unrest to be like, yeah, we're because it's so tacky and problematic. Even though many people point out that actually the stories it's based on, the characters based on, is not it was folk tales and it wasn't problematic. Actually, your racing culture to replace it with Princess and the Frog. And they actually they don't have any of the live actors in the ride. They don't reference the live actors in the ride. A lot of people love it, but it's. And look, at the end of the day, honestly, this isn't about because Disney's not going to spend that much money just to be sensitive. No,
this is about princess merch.
Same with Pirates.
Princess merch.
No one asked for the auction scene to be changed. They changed it, and then they announced, they're probably doing a whole other Pirates of the Caribbean series with a female pirate.
Yep.
Female probably Red the Pirate.
Yep.
They don't just do it because they think it's the right thing to do.
No, there's always a monetary gain. And they know that they can do, tea parties with Tiana on the riverboat. They'll just dock the riverboat and be like, oh, we'll do Tiana tea parties. And then you get like a extra morning magic pass to get on the Tiana Splash Mountain ride. And we'll do meet and greets there and we'll sell princess dresses and all kinds of Tiana dolls. And
well, to be fair, our daughter would have been all about that.
Oh, yeah.
Tiana was like one of her absolute favorites ever.
Yeah, it was the first movie we took.
Yeah,
she
loves Tiana. So, and Splash Mountain's one of her favorites. And, her comment is she wanted to write it again before they changed it. But her comment is she likes Princess and the Frog, too, so she's okay either way.
If they were going to change it, that
was the original plan.
That was the plan.
And then they wait until they could find a time to leverage it to get their way, and then they act like they're doing it for the greater good.
No,
they were trying to get this through for years. Why do you think the concept art was like, boom? Oh, here's the concept art.
That was so funny. They just announced like, Disney's all about diversity and inclusion. 2 days later, we've got this beautifully well thought out painted concept art. I'm like,
we just whipped that together.
We just put that together overnight. Mm-hmm. We hired a guy on Fiverr and he just put that together overnight. That's how that worked. No, they were thinking that for a long time. So they were going to do it come hell or high water, and I'm telling you right now, they're thinking about making some major changes to all these parks.
Well, the Animal Kingdom doesn't surprise me. I do think they're right. They're going to go the way of Epcot, and they're going to try to redo the entire thing.
Yeah, they'll take the animals out of it. They'll take the animals out of Animal Kingdom, and Joe Rohde, they'll be like, well, he's gone now.
Well, I don't think they'll take the animals out. They'll still do the safari and stuff. But, I mean, they're going to start putting... There was rumors that they were going to try to put Indiana Jones in.
Yes. Yep.
That's been a long-standing rumor. Yep. And then they took the Primeval World out, and there's room there, and there's room, I think, another part of the park, they have some room, but I think it was Dinoland mostly. movie, that they were saying that they could turn into something else. I know Indiana Jones and Zootopia were the ones they kept mentioning.
Indiana Jones 5 supposedly has time travel, so it'd be like Indiana Jones' big dino adventure.
Well, that's what probably do. It'll probably take the dinosaur and turn it into the Indiana Jones version.
You got like old Indiana Jones, Harrison Ford animatronic riding a dinosaur or something.
Yeah. Even though I actually like the Indiana Jones version better than dinosaur, but you like the dinosaur better.
I like the dinosaur because it's schlocky. It is schlocky, and it's more funhouse.
They really got to update the animated dino at the end. It looks horrible. Anyway, can we wrap this up?
We're wrapping this one up. So please subscribe for more pop.
Sensitive dinosaurs.
Sensitive dinosaurs. Your dinosaur is racist. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We'll talk later.
Bye.